everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome back. We are now in the second half here of the Board Game Geek Top 100 Games of All Time. Today we're doing 50 through 41. I'm taking a look in February 2020 at the top 100 games, telling you my opinions on them, if I've played them, which most of them I have, and the differences in these from last time till now. Last time I did this was in January 2018. Now in this particular list, there is only one game that's new, although this game I feel is pretty obviously going to be on the list. And there's been some changes, so let's jump into that with a game that's been in the top 100 for a while, and that is Race for the Galaxy. Race for the Galaxy from Tom Lemon. This one here, we already, as we've been going through these, have talked about Roll for the Galaxy. Race for the Galaxy here has these cards. These cards are used for multiple things. This was this and San Juan kind of came out very close to each other, where you'll use some cards in your hand to pay for other cards, and you'll pick one of these cards here each turn to pick an action, but everyone takes an action. If you're the one who picks it, you get a small bonus. Simple game. I love this game. I really like this game, and if you've never played it before, I will gladly teach it to you and hope you get good so that you can beat me, because at the first couple games I'm going to whoop you. That's definitely, there's a strong learning curve in this game, but it is extremely fun, and that is Race for the Galaxy. Now, like I said in the past, not many gateway games make it into the top 100, but this one has made it, and it stayed for a while. It was 40 last time, 49 now, and that is Seven Wonders. Seven Wonders, which is a game that, well, it's about the history of the world, and you actually build some of the wonders of the world. Each person gets one. So like you see that card there, the pyramids, that might be your card that you're going to build as time goes by. And you do this through drafting. And so each turn you have a hand of cards. You will draft one of those cards, discarding it for money, or try to build it in front of you. Cards give you resources or give you points, and eventually you'll have this big giant, I don't know why King Kong was in there, this big giant tableau of cards in front of you. You have military, which will give you points if your military is higher than the next person. I like this game fine. I like it with expansions better than just the base game, but even with just the base game, people really enjoy this one. Number 48 was 94 last time, so this one is well on the rise, actually, and this is a heavier Euro-style game with a gazillion parts and pieces, and even more in the expansions, with an upcoming expansion this year, and that's Anachrony, which honestly is one of the most boring covers of a board game ever. I would not buy this game based on that cover, but then again, maybe that's just me. But there is a lot of pieces in this one, especially when you add in the big giant plastic miniatures. Totally unnecessary for the game, but I won't play without them. And in this game, the Earth is about to end. You are trying to put the vision of the future in your hands. The theme is kind of cool in that regard, but you're going forward in time and borrowing resources from yourself in the future and using them now where you need to pay them off as time goes by. It's a worker placement game. There is look at that. There's a lot of pieces there for Anachrony, and it is incredibly fun. But it is not for the faint at heart. And like I said, more expansions and more stuff coming, but it's really cool. See those guys, those big miniatures? They carry your workers around. There's scientists and engineers and other workers that get carried around in these mechs. Isn't that cool? Alrighty, let's jump to the next one here. So we are now at number 47. This was 34 last year. This game is done now, though, and that's Android Netrunner. Now, what I mean by done is Android Netrunner was a living card game that was a reprint of Netrunner, which was from Richard Garfield, Magic the Gathering, and they reprinted it and made it as a living card game with different packs that come out. Those packs are now finished. Everything is out for Android Netrunner. One person plays a corporation, the other person plays a hacker trying to take that person down. It's very asymmetrical, very confusing term-wise as you first play the game, but the people who love Netrunner, I have met very few people as dedicated to a game as Netrunner fans. Now, I think this will fade away as time goes by because living card games, just like collectible card games, they tend to fade out if people don't play them for a while, if there's not an active gaming scene for them. Will this happen with Android Netrunner? I think it will, but time will tell. So, there you go. Alrighty, the next one is one of the most popular cooperative games out there, and also one of the most complex ones out there. It's 46 this time. It was 29 last time, and that's Robinson Crusoe Adventures on the cursed island, and no one ever calls it that. They just say Robinson Crusoe. In this game, it's a cooperative game. Look how many pieces are there. That's crazy. In this game, you are working together for a bunch of people stranded on an island. It might not be Robinson Crusoe. It might be Swiss Family Robinson or cannibals or whatever. You play various scenarios, and you try to survive or accomplish some sort of goal through worker placement. And a really unique, interesting event card deck where a card will show up, you deal with that card, and then it gets shuffled in, and it might show up later. So if you eat, you know, a delicious little bear cub that you found, maybe later on the bear's mama will come and get you. That doesn't happen in the game, but that's the kind of thing that can happen. I like this one a lot, although it is extremely rules heavy, and so I don't play it nearly as much as I used to, just because it seems like every time I play the game, I have to relearn how to play it. But it is very popular and still on the list. All right, number 45 was 36 last time. This one is extremely popular, and I'm curious because a sequel to this game came out this year, and I wonder if it will affect the liking of it, and that's the Voyages of Marco Polo. And just like I said, no one calls the last game by anything else. No one ever calls this the Voyages of Marco Polo. They just call it Marco Polo, and then some idiots in the store always shout Marco Polo for a while. But this game, which is a dice placement game, and you're going to use different dice and place them in various spots to get resources, following the journeys of Marco Polo. And in this game, you actually will journey with different characters around the board and get resources. And it's your typical Euro game. But what makes this one fascinating is they stole heavy asymmetrical powers from Ameritrash games and brought in here, where you have a power that no one else has. And not only is it a minor thing, it's game-changing. Like in this, for example, you roll the dice and then you place dice out. One person doesn't have to roll. They just pick any side they want. That seems broken. It is broken, but everyone has a cool power like that. This one is immensely fun. The next one's a story of success of a small publisher. Their very first game was Green Deal, which did not get a lot of buzz, although it's quite an excellent game. Then they came out with this game, Clans of Caledonia. This is a very strong, heavy Euro game, although it's really small. I mean, they managed to stick a big game in the box the size of Pandemic, which is unfortunate. I really think the box should be bigger. But in this game, you have a clan, and again, asymmetrical powers, which is pretty cool. And you're slowly building out on a grid there, building your network of buildings and getting resources and trying to accomplish missions. But it does so in a really involved, interconnected way. This game is like a web. Everything affects everything else. And I still see this one played in my game group every once in a while. Clans of Caledonia. All right, I said there was one new one on the list. It's this one, the most popular game to come out in the past 4 years, hands down, and that is Azul. Now, it's a gateway game, so I fully expect it to fall next time, especially since there are multiple versions of this game out now. There's 3, and if a 4th one doesn't come out this year, I'll eat my hat. No, I won't, because I like my hat, but I will be surprised if there's not a 4th Azul this year, because why not? Azul, the gateway game of gateways right now, where you show people and you grab a bunch of tiles and slowly put them on your board and slide them over. And I actually think the 2nd and 3rd one are easier for people to understand, but this one is still the king. This one sold like gangbusters when it first came out. It's still extremely popular. The bakelite tiles certainly don't hurt things. People like messing with those. It looks beautiful. It looks like a game adults play, which is kind of a weird thing, but for some people that matters when you're teaching games. And there you go, number 43. Number 42 was 32 last year. Should be number 1, and that is Le Havre. Okay, this is not the highest rated Uwe Rosenberg game, but it is my highest rated Uwe Rosenberg game. I just had a chance to play this recently on the cruise. I love this game. It is about getting resources, and as I always say, the thing about Le Havre that makes me happy is that you always have excellent choices to make. Your choices are the best, excellent, excellent, great, 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 maybe good. There's never bad things to pick from, and it's just a lot of fun. Every game feels different. There are different cards available. I want those ship pieces for my game now that I've seen them. Just a fantastic game. Go watch my review of it for more. And then the last one on this particular 10 here. This one was 27 last time. It's 41 this time. It's going to fall off the list. and be replaced by the second edition if the second edition ever comes out. I think it's supposed to come out this year, and that's Eclipse. Eclipse is a space game. Well, it's a Euro game masquerading as a space game, in my opinion, or an economic game. And that's fine. You know, you're flying spaceships around, getting technology, fighting each other, exploring planets, that sort of thing, with a very strong, like I said, economic simulation. They kickstarted a second edition of it. I want to say they kickstarted this edition in 2018. It was supposed to come out last year, still has not. Looking forward to seeing what that does, how they've changed things or not. And I tell you, when it does come out, you're going to see the ratings on this one spike. As it is, a lot of people like this one. And if you want to ever start a fight, get a Twilight Imperium fan and an Eclipse fan together and see what happens. It will be fun, and it will probably take 8 hours for them to figure it out, because that's how long the games take. Actually, Eclipse only takes like 2 or 3 hours. Anyhow, that's the top games here, folks. We have only 40 games left, the top 40. I'll talk about them next time. Thank you guys for joining us. You've been watching me on the Dice Tower. I'll see y'all later.